But it's just understanding how to make money is difficult, I think, for a lot of people, because you don't learn anything about money in school. You know, you go through 18 years of school, you don't hear the word credit card, interest rate. I mean, it's kind of amazing, you know? You get some basic economics courses in high school, but like the consumer economy, like the things you would need to learn, you just don't learn a ton about that.
All right, and how much did they discuss with you about how student loans you have to pay back no matter what?
Yeah, not really.
Even if you go bankrupt.
Yeah, they're not really like, you know, maybe they're doing it more now, but like they leave out this stunning amount of information that you would need. And I think a lot of people, you know, are you very smart people that can tell you all about history or whatever, you know. And I've been one of like a person who, like, I remember one of the first credit cards I got, it had like a $200 activation fee and the limit was like $250. This was years ago. I tried to use it at a restaurant. They're like this, and I'm like, this is impossible. It had to go through. I just got it. And literally I looked, it was a $200 activation fee and I only had $50 whatever dollars available credit. Like, you get in that system and you fuck yourself, it's hard to get out of it.
I know a lot of people did that when they were struggling. They got into credit card debt, and
it's
the
hard.
interest rate keeps going up, and
then you get
you're only paying the minimum amount every month, so just like the actual chunk of money that you owe doesn't really shrink.
What's good about America is there's no debtor's prison, so you can declare bankruptcy. Unless
nice. You have student loans.
That's the one thing they'll get you on. But I tell people all the time, just declare bankruptcy and just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, but if you let the student loans go,
you can't let the student loans go. But I say don't even go to school. Like, what are you even doing in college? I mean, when you think about it.
Well, everything is the opposite of what they're teaching you in school. I wouldn't go to school.
And what would you do?
I would study money. I understand.
Yes, because they don't teach money in schools.
Correct. Understand that money is debt. And when they tell you get out of debt, they're telling you get out of money. In 1971, if you read my books, because I don't think you have.
I read.
In 1971, the US dollar became debt. The US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. I don't know if you know what that means. I'm trying to explain to you, when they tell you get out of debt, that's stupid because the money is debt. And the only way money gets out of debt is via taxes. So all the people who work for money, if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, what's lesson number one?
Rich people don't work for money.
Correct. Money is debt. I use debt as money. And everybody thinks getting in debt is bad. Well, who told you that? I think the stock market is for losers. Why would you put money in the stock market when it's manipulated? That's what I think about. So I'm always watching the manipulation going on behind the scenes. That's what my brain is focusing on all the time. And I don't pay taxes. The question is, how is it I don't pay taxes? And I can tell you. That's an important question, because most Romanians and most people in the United States cheat on their taxes because they hate taxes so much. But you don't have to cheat on taxes if you understood how money was working. The trouble is our school system trains us to be employees. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, pay your taxes, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. That makes you poor. And what's wrong with working for money?
That it makes you come back to work and you become a slave.
You pay taxes.
And you pay taxes, of course.
And then they tell you to save money. Why would you save money when they're printing money? Because that's what you've been told to do.
Of course.
So question that. You see, if you cannot think, I cannot help you. I questioned all that. Why would I save money when they print money? That's what happened in 1971 when President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. They can print as much as they like. Then they tell you, so that you go to school, you get a job, you become an employee. You pay taxes because you're working for money. Then they tell you to save money. Do you know why they tell you to save money? Because the system of banking, it's nothing to do with communism or capitalism. It's the banks run the world. The rich run the world. They don't care if you're communist or capitalist. So when you save, so let's say you save $1 US or €1, 1 yen, the banking system can lend out 10. So the entire system is called the fractional reserve system. The fractional reserve system is also printing money. And then they tell you to save money. So they want you to save money so they can lend out your money 10 times. So your dollar became worthless 10 times over. And then they used to pay you 10% interest on your money. Now it's at best 1%. And they're still lending it out 10 times. So that's why you don't save money, is because your money is becoming worth less and less and less and less and less. The banks are getting richer and richer and richer. Then they tax you on that interest they pay you. That 1% interest, if they pay you that much. Japan is 0. And the Japanese are so stupid, they still save money.
We also have 0.
Yeah, and they still save money. How stupid is that? So that's what I would question. So how come that happens? Now, if I borrow money, guess what? Do I pay taxes on debt?
I guess no.
Why is that? So when they lend out money, that's how money is created. Money is debt.
How do you store value then? Because we all work and we have, let's say, a lifespan of when we are productive, and then comes retirement, and you retired early.
Because I don't follow the go to school, get a job, work hard, save. See, that's hypnosis. They hypnotize people into being employees who will work hard, pay taxes, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. Until you question those sayings, those words, you'll be a poor person. So when they lend out them, why is debt tax-free? Because that's how money is created. And so the banks love it. They love people who borrow lots of money. So how do I get rich? I borrow money and I buy assets with it. The poor person borrows money and buys liabilities like purses, cars, houses, and they get poorer and poorer and poorer. But I use debt. I borrowed $300 million after the crash, dollars. In 2000, by 2010, I had borrowed $300 million to buy real estate. That made me rich. And the interest rates kept coming down, so that my cost of money kept coming down. You've been hypnotized to work hard for money, to save it. The fractional reserve system prints it. And then you pay taxes after taxes. So I have all this debt, and I get rich. So the question is, how do you learn to use debt to get rich? Because they tell you not to get out of debt. So all I'm saying to you is, if a person does not question what they've been taught, they will always be poor. They've been hypnotized into being poor. Then you put it in the stock market, in pensions, right? So let's say I put $100 in a pension plan. When do I get that money back? So I put my money in a pension. I might not ever get it back because they could lose it. So the question I always say is, well, when do I get my money back? And the average person has been hypnotized. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, and invest in a pension. And you never get your money back. The whole thing was designed to keep you poor. So that's why I argue with you, until a person questions what's already been put in their head.